4K, but messed up all of my windows, so I'm just gonna do just the gameplay here. So, yes, let me know how this goes. Make a new character so you guys can see all that stuff. Hold on. You gotta have the opening with the proper musical experience. Can't be jumping in here. There you go. First person camera is messed up on there. Yeah, first person camera is like under the ground. 1440 still? Really? I'll have to look into it for next stream. I'll just write this as a note for future. And it pops up in the next little while. Well, no one's gonna really see it. I guess they'll see it in the chat. Doesn't really matter. Should I go back to the way it was? I mean, at least now you get the full screen video game, no obtrusions. I'm gonna work like this for a little bit. I mean, no reason not to. Oh look, this material isn't loading either. Have to load some materials up. Wonder if let me see, you can do that argument fill, right? Is that just from opening up the project? Item 51. Yeah, those items aren't saving from the weapon master dude too. I have to fix something about that. Let me just one thing at a time. Hami, what was that command line thing? It just put dash fill on. Can I do that on project settings, or can I? Is it only? Interesting. Have to change that. They updated the project thumbnail. Oh, there's an auto screenshot thing. That's weird. Alright, you can create a shortcut and you can put the command. No, I can. You have to just do it here, right? Is it just there? Man, I haven't done that in so long. No, do it once. Like 3 weeks ago when the beta will be released. There is no ETA. This I'm gonna do one this weekend. That's why the packaging file thing is such a big deal, because I was able to package it. Like, check this out. Exports, test export alpha 6. This is the game. I'm on Steam here. Check this out. Allow access. And nope. Access the Steam community while playing. So this is the game actually like exported and packaged and ready to go. So I just want to clean up a few things, make it more presentable, and have it out this weekend to play with, test the combat stuff, do the balance and stuff. Yeah, it's a big deal. A lot of frustrating bugs that didn't make any sense until very grateful for the help of Hani here. He's saying do this. Okay, run equals drive data cache fill. It's going to take a little while to compile all the stuff, but hopefully it'll do that. But where do I actually put that text in? Isn't it under properties? I feel like you just put it here, or is it? Command. Okay, just what? Go here. Dude, I have no idea, man. It's been so long since I had to do these. With just how to put in the command line arguments with the programs on like Windows 10 or whatever. Oh my god, all this shit. It used to be as simple, you just paste the thing into like the properties of the exe. It's not command line arguments, is it? What? You can do that. This is new. I can just do that. Project name. Does it have to be in the folder of it? What? I should just work on stuff I know how to do and not worry about that compiling thing. You tell me what I'm supposed to start command with parameters. I want to do the start thing. How to add command line options to shortcut. It's just, I just do like, would that work? Ooh, that worked. I think that did it. There we go. Jesus. Oh, Windows. So here's some of my notes for what I want to change. Some of these stuff with the weapon master guy mostly. I don't know if I want to do that. Worry about the look at functionality stuff. Put that lower in the list. I don't think that's happening anymore. I did see it one time. I don't see any queuing happening. I load up the map. No, I got it. I got it. GDC. Embracing push-forward combat in Doom. Kind of interesting, but... Alright, so... I just wanted to change the time of day thing. Prepping things for release. Let's just make this Let's test what a 20-minute day-night cycle feels like. "10 minutes night, 10 minutes day, plus or minus depending on the season." Finding your creative way through difficult times. I feel like I've seen this one before, but won't hurt.
We're not broken, as you can probably guess from the screen. So I have a confession to make. This talk was not easy for me. And in fact, the minute I submitted it, I had this feeling of, oh God, what have I done?
It's on my text description
and
there,
I've spoken at GDC
which isn't
quite
no
a bit,
longer
but it's always
seen.
about facts and metrics and design principles. In fact, if you've gone to my GDC talks, any of them, you'll know that.
Let me reset the stream with the proper resolution on here. 1 second. It's i7 8086K. Highlighted here.
This is Hieroglyphics, and you're listening to D&B Radio. Keep it locked.
But I don't even do a bio at the front because I hate talking about myself. So as I started getting ready and rehearsing this talk, and I was going through the slides, I got this sudden panic feeling that I'd be like 3 slides in and everyone would be like, oh my God, this lady's going to talk about herself for an hour. And I started panicking because, you know, I don't like talking about myself. So I actually made a metric for you about how much I'm going to talk about myself, just so you know. It's really just to illustrate what I'm going to talk about, so you know that I'm coming from somewhere where I understand what everybody is going through. And so then I kept rehearsing, and I was like, oh God, I'm going to get 5 minutes in, and everyone's going to say, this is the most depressing shit I've ever heard, and everyone's going to run away. So then I worried about that. And I said to a friend of mine that preparing this GDC talk about how our creativity is affected by trauma and stress is giving me trauma and stress. So here's where I ended up. I will pinky swear promise that I don't talk about myself any more than I have to make my points. And that really it's not going to be depressing. In fact, it's quite the opposite. So stick with me through this beginning here. So a little bit about my road. I've been a game developer since 1994, largely in creative leadership roles. In fact, all in creative leadership roles. So lead designer, creative director, game director.
I disabled this thing, but I want to re-enable it because it was constantly
a part of doing that in commercial game development means that you are effectively on the assembly line of creation. And I don't mean that in a demeaning way. It's not repetitive. Even making a sequel means making all sorts of new innovative design decisions. So it's not an assembly line from that perspective. But it is an assembly line from the perspective of you have to come into work every day and be reliably, predictably, effectively creative. That is your job. It's a predictable pattern. And in fact, it becomes the pattern of your life if your life is around making games like mine is. And so it's about shipping game after game, year after year. That's the pattern of your life. That's your road. But then in 2012, my road changed. I was diagnosed with stage 4 head and neck cancer. So side note, that little bit at the bottom there that says P16 positive, that means it's caused by the HPV virus. If you have kids, you have family of kids, you ever plan to have kids, you know any kids, get those kids vaccinated against HPV. Do not hesitate to do that. So suddenly, I'm on a road that feels a little bit different. It feels less certain. It feels darker. And my destination all of a sudden feels unclear. The rhythm of my life was totally disrupted. But as anyone who's dealt with cancer before knows, you immediately go into a different kind of pattern.
I can stream like I want to. Oh my god. So the dialogue widget is where that magic happens.
When I drove radiation for 7 weeks, I had chemo every week along with that. That's the standard treatment for head and neck cancer. So 7 weeks doesn't sound like a long time, but it takes like 8 months to a year to recover from head and neck cancer.
Kind of thing that's not the topic I want to listen to. I agree with her hesitation, but I would.